Hello, sisters. Welcome to Rising Feminine Online Temple, which is a 7 days initiation for a woman to journey back to her true essence. I am Jonita D'Souza, your feminine lifestylist and the keeper of this online temple, where I have gathered visionaries from around the world to join forces to initiate you in your authentic feminine. Now, a big part of my work with women as a feminine lifestylist is to invite them to indulge into everyday, simple, small rituals. So, in this moment, I invite you to create a safe space, sacred for yourself, to receive today's offering because we have a very special guest today in this temple, Jess Nalu. Before we go into today's offering, I want to say a little bit more about Jess. Jess is passionate about empowering, uplifting, and motivating women to embrace self love, embody strength, and regain wholeness from within. She encourages awareness of the power of sexual and sensual energy, a huge creative life force which, if left unmet, can stifle the full glory of how life can be. Jess stands for and envisions a world where love truly is the answer. As a yoga instructor for the past 13 years, she blends in her intuitive gifts with her academia in psychology, where she graduated. She brings that same dedication and high level of achievement to her clients as well. With that, the power of sacred sexuality is dear to her heart because she knows how liberating it is when you reclaim all parts of yourself, fully embody your life and your radiance. Just understands the many dimensions of being a woman in this world. She knows what it takes to stand in full resonance with who you are in the highest and of accessing healing through true femininity. Her authentic, straightforward, and heart centered approach to life is what makes her unique. Jess believes that we all are constantly evolving and that the more we support one another along the journey, the better the world we create. Welcome, Jess.
Thank you. I appreciate being here, and thank you for supporting women and creating this sacred space. It's truly needed.
Wow, so I'm so looking forward to this conversation on empowered motherhood. But before we dive in, before we got into this call, I was in a quick meditation. I did a quick prayer just to tune into your energy and my energy and the temple space. And I drew up a card, a goddess oracle card, which I think that the online temple is very incomplete without. And goddess Abundancia came in. Do you know this goddess?
I don't, but I love it. Prosperity, it's great.
Yeah. She is a goddess of prosperity, and it says that the universe is pouring its abundance to out to you. Be open to receiving. And I just felt really happy as soon as I saw this card because it's one of my favorite, Bandansha. So I wanted to ask you if there is any resonance in this point with this goddess that you feel in this very moment.
I think that's a great question. Yes, it's an abundant universe, and that's been my mantra. So I love that it's come up because a lot of times we can get trapped in those fear and lack consciousness. But when we take a step back and tune into heart and into love, which is the opposite of fear, it shows us that anything is possible and that there is prosperity and great things awaiting us. And that doesn't necessarily only mean monetarily, which that's great too, because it's just energy, right? And a lot of people are afraid to receive money because the negative associations, but it's like, no, like that allows us to give more, to help more, and to be more. So absolutely. So whether it's prosperity in your friendships and love and life and your femininity, feminine essence is about receiving and opening. So it's a perfect card for this. I hope that illustrated well, because there's so much I want to say about it, but that's the short of it.
I can imagine. So Jess, me and the women watching today would like to know, how did you get initiated into your sacred work that you're doing right now?
Great. Yeah, I'd be happy to share. So it all started when I was young, right? So having experienced sexual abuse at a young age really led me to a path of self-discovery and self-healing, and taking that what could be perceived as a wound and making it my greatest asset. So living through those experiences and how they've affected my life has brought me to the compassionate and passionate place of helping other women, which is what led me to study psychology, because I wanted to understand how the mind worked, and I was just fascinated with human essence. And before I finished my studies in psychology, it was like a back and forth thing. I got into yoga, and that was like my saving grace. I was 19 when I got into it, and it just changed my entire world. And my first instructor was talking about a man that healed himself of AIDS by practicing yoga. And I knew then, like, this is my calling, right? This is my passion. And I did yoga every day, all day for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And that led me to Hawaii to a teacher training to become certified. And it's just, the short story of it is that just life experiences led me here. And then I've always helped friends and family and just strangers. It's just been my calling. And I said, how can I do this in a bigger way, in a more structured way, to help more women, to reach more women? And so that brought me to this work of coaching women.
Yeah, and I'm loving today's topic about empowered motherhood, although I'm not a mother yet. However, a lot of women that I work with and a lot of my friends I see are getting caught in this, the stress, the busyness, the rush and the push of everyday lifestyle. And whenever, for example, whenever I tell them about, rituals, slow down, and they always tell me that once you become a mother, then you will know, you can't talk for me right now. And at times I used to get really offended because, like, what do you mean? You should be doing this for yourself anyways. But it's always nice to meet. I also have many of them in my network, conscious mothers who are actually becoming the leading examples of how to create a sustainable life for themselves and also for the generations to come. And I'm really glad that you are here and you can talk about this topic. And for all the women watching, and also especially who are mothers, what do you mean by empowered motherhood?
Yes, sorry, I forgot to mention that part. I'm a mother. I'm a teacher.
Yes. Oh, yes, by the way.
Nothing like the key point being missed.
Very important thing.
And an almost 10-year-old. And so I was married with my first son. So I've done the married mother thing, and I know that all the pressures that come with that. And I'm a single mother now, and I've done it solo from the point of conception, right? So, I mean, after the point of conception, obviously natural conception. And so I'm a single mother with him, and it's interesting to see. I thought I've done it once, I can do this. Now there are challenges in each, right? So I've straddled both worlds, and so what I mean by empowered motherhood is actually taking back your power as a mother, because like you said, we've been taught to give away our power, to put ourselves last, and it totally is backwards way of thinking, because if we're just constantly giving, then we become grumpier, we become tired, we become impatient, and we really lose the focus, the joy, the bliss that is all a part of being a mother. So empowered motherhood is actually looking at ourselves in an empowering way. Stop the judgment, stop criticizing, stop blaming, and start accepting ourselves and knowing that we will make mistakes and we're all evolving, as you read in my bio, and that's okay too. And those can be teaching moments for your children. So when you completely flub up as a mama, just be like, you know what, I didn't handle that well. I can do this better, and I'm going to try. And so owning your humanness in it, and also supporting other mothers, right? So when we start putting each other down and judging and comparing our children, I just invite all women right now to please release that, because you do not know the history, the story, the struggles that that mother is facing. It may look like she has a perfect life, or it may look like her life is completely in shambles. It's not your place to judge. And instead of judging, let's reach out and say, how can I help you? And how can I serve? And how can we support each other? Because I think there's a lot of depression in this. I know there's a lot of depression in this world. And I think it's because we've become disconnected from ourselves and from each other. And it's become a very empty and vacuous way of existing, because we're evolving and the feminine is rising. And that looks differently to everyone, but it still is about, reclaiming those parts of ourselves. Just because we become mothers doesn't mean that we disconnect from who we are. I hope that answers it well.
Yeah, it actually ties into my next question that, one of the biggest excuses of my women clients who are mothers are that they do not have the time to do the exercises that they want. And I want you to talk about why it is important for mothers, especially, to carve out that time. Like, why is it important?
Yeah, absolutely. I know in my own experience and speaking with all my mama friends, because we do talk and we do support each other, and I feel really blessed to have that tribe. If we don't do that, we suffer, whether we gain weight, whether we're grumpier mothers. It's just, it gives us the chance to be creative and be a better mom. I know that I can tell when I stop like taking time for myself, I really become a grumpy mama. And I'm like, that is not serving me. It is not serving my children. And then on the other side, I think we carry a lot of guilt, right? So then we feel guilty taking that time. So really to meet that guilt head on and say, where is this coming from? Is this serving me? And consciously releasing it because it doesn't serve you. And yeah, you're going to be guilty. Like maybe you feel guilty, like getting a sitter for your kid, whatever that is, release it because you're going to be a better mother. You're going to be a better person, a better woman if you do nurture that. And I know it's easy to fall into the excuses because there's a list a mile long. There's laundry, there's dishes, there's dinner, there's building a business. There's so much that needs to get done. But you'll do it more effective and efficiently if you can just take at least even 10 minutes for yourself. I mean, 10 minutes, carve it out. Ideally, it'd be an hour. But even 10 minutes, even like this may be like kind of off topic, but like self-pleasure, like pleasure yourself because that's going to release happy hormones in your brain and you're going to feel better and you're going to be more like bright and bubbly in your life. So don't forget that part because that tends to really go on the back burner. And that's huge, huge. I know people that have gotten off of antidepressants from self-pleasuring. So just throwing that little tidbit in there.
Yeah. I know, and that's a very important point because I know a lot of mothers, and especially new mothers, they kind of, keep the self-pleasure somewhere, I don't know, under the table for a really long time, and they think that now is not the time for this. Now is the time to nurture a child, a life, and I'm curious, what are some ways that you can advise the moms watching that they can start using to create time for themselves?
Yeah, so I would say, whether it's upon first waking or when your kids are napping or when they go to sleep, wherever, there is 10 minutes in your day. You have to stop making the excuses. We really have to confront ourselves. Why are we making those excuses? And look at that with compassion and not judgment.
Yeah.
Okay, like I am making an excuse now because like it is important. I can't emphasize how much importance it is, like how important it is, right? Like to do that. So I'd say like even like I don't know if you want me to lead into the yoga practice right now, but to take a few minutes to stretch and like move the energy in your body and the blood and the oxygen and just reconnect to you. And like even if you have a partner, it doesn't matter. Like you still have to like own yourself because at the end of the day we are our own nurturers and we mustn't forget to put our own masks on before others, right? They always say that on the airplane. There's a reason. So I know that's a very, very overused analogy, but it's important. Like put your mask on because if you run out of air, you're not going to be able to help anybody. You're going to be flailing. So maybe, just take that in for a minute and just realize, oh, if I don't breathe and take care of me, I'm going to be all over the place or maybe even pass out.
Yeah, and that happens very often, passing out. So I know you are going to lead us to this stretching exercise that we recommend for the men later. But I have another question for you. According to you, what has helped you to become this empowered mother? Like, what are the things that you did to feel empowered, or the resources, the support that you sought out for?
Sure. I think the big thing is to reach out for support when you need it, like whether it's through therapy or to your tribe of sisters or family, whoever you have, like talk to them. Don't be afraid of being judged. Be vulnerable, like open, and share from that space of vulnerability. And then really taking my own advice and practicing what I preach. Like sometimes I'll assign myself things to do. Like I'll schedule in time for self-pleasure, or I'll take a bath. Like my favorite ritual is to take a bath, like to heat up the tub, put some salt, Epsom salts in there, some lavender essential oil, a candle on, and just really connect. And even my kids know now, like mama just needs a bath. Like I feel guilty about like letting them watch a movie, and I'm like, watch a movie. I don't care, because if I don't recharge my batteries right now, none of us are going to be happy. And so I just let go of that guilt, like, and really to look at the conditioning that is surrounding us and question it, question everything. I was even talking to one of my friends last night, and I shared with you a little bit before the call, like, why does motherhood have to look like mommy stays home and bakes cookies and da 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 da? Or, you know, maybe you're an entrepreneur and you're like, mama's working and working, like, why does it have to look a certain way? What if it looks like for me, like I grew up in the Midwest, so I have that very like dated view of motherhood. I mean, I'm judging it by saying dated, but for me it's dated. Of like, oh, I need to be constantly with my kids, this and that and the other. And I'm really starting to question that, because really, how healthy is that for any of us? You know, maybe me traveling the world and teaching workshops is a better way of being a mom. Like, what an inspiring legacy to leave behind for my kids. And they can come with me sometimes, but they have school as well. So how to really take what beliefs are true to you to heart and let go of the rest, because I don't know yet what my future is going to look like. It is ever evolving, but every step of the way, I take it into heart, breathe into my heart center and say, is this true for me? And I ask every one of you to do that, because it may, like, there is nothing wrong with being the stay-home cookie baking mama. Please send me some, you know, like I love that too. But for me, I'm growing beyond that. And here's an important part, is that when we don't listen to that call, depression hits hard. Like it'll shake you up, like, or something is going to happen. It's going to shake you up. So I take those moments that rock me to my core and say, what is the message here? Rather than being defeated by them and going down, which obviously I have my moments, right? It's like, shit, like, pardon my French, but it's like, oh my gosh, this is so intense. But I'm like, what is the lesson, right? What is the universe trying to tell me? What is my heart, my higher self trying to tell me right now? And to listen to that. You know, and just releasing perfection and really choosing your journey. Like, I don't know, there's so much that I could say about it. I know we only have 30 minutes, but I hope that gives a little insight on, you know, what and how I've used tools to help me. And yoga is huge. Like, it got me through some really heavy times. When my grandpa passed away, he was a very big player in my life. I loved him. Like, he was like my soul tribe, right? Like, beyond being grandpa, he was like we were really connected. And that grief, by channeling it into my yoga, really helped me, right? Like, so, because we store a lot in our bodies. So when we can move our bodies, we can heal in a really deeper level. That's why I wanted yoga and my psychology to merge, because we've been talked to death. But like, can we move and just shake it off, right?
Yeah, I like when you say question everything, and that is so important, especially when you begin to feel low in your confidence. And I know a lot of women, when they're feeling low, especially after giving birth or something, and their confidence level goes down, they try to look for things outside of themselves, like, you know, shopping more or getting that new dress and the new style, just to make themselves feel better. But it's all about, you know, giving yourself this me time mostly. And that me time doesn't have to be external or spending money.
Yeah, absolutely. It just, even if you're nursing your baby, breathe and just nurture yourself there as you're nurturing your child. That's what I would do sometimes. I would just breathe and like positive thoughts and gratitude, and just like go into my own space. And actually sometimes we teach yoga while like breastfeeding, no joke.
Yeah.
So, the way you just have to get super creative and like, don't limit yourself. We are really creative, limitless beings, and really anything is possible.
Amazing. So I cannot now wait for this routine that you want to guide us through. Let's go for it.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we're just, hopefully you can hear me, let me know if not, but we're going to start with the hands, right? The hands are the nurturing and what we do everything with, and a lot of times they're neglected. in practices. So I just invite you to sit up nice and tall. I'll scoot back a bit so you can see my posture.
I'm gonna try to.
Keep your spine neutral, like don't like push it out or crunch down, but try to sit up nice and tall. Shoulders are relaxed. And then we're gonna just bring the hand up facing you. It doesn't matter which hand, just bring one up because it'll look different on the screen. And then press gently back on all your fingers, include your thumb. A lot of times people will forget their thumb. And just try to keep those shoulders even, pull your belly button into your spine. And just take a couple deep breaths and really send gratitude to your hands for all that they do. I know this is about empowered motherhood. So, you know, they're washing the dishes, they're changing the diapers, they're doing the sheets, the laundry. Love these hands and thank them for all that they do, because, you know, it's important to thank ourselves too. And just breathe into that and release any tension that you're feeling. You can put like a golden white light into your wrists and just invite any old energy to clear right on out, and inhale that new vibrant light in there. And just all kinds of love right into your joints. And we're gonna take 2 more breaths. Nice deep breaths. Okay. And then we're gonna gently pull it forward and just, you know, put your hands like this and let it go down and just softly massage the top of your hand. I know it feels awkward, but
We never think of this part of our body.
no, we don't. And then just go ahead and rub it all the way down through the fingers. Get that thumb, and then squeeze as tight as you can and open it. And just act like a burst of light, and just see the light coming out of your fingers. So squeeze tight and spread them as wide as you can. And 2 more times. And then shake it off. And then hopefully you feel a little bit of lightness in there, more fluidity. Okay? And so inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, and then get that thumb in there. So don't leave out your little thumb. Pull it behind. Good. Shoulders squared. Belly button into the spine, and just breathe deep. And you may feel one side is tighter than the other. That's okay. Be gentle. Don't force it. Allow the breath to wash through your body and to clear and let it softly melt rather than forcing. Learn to be gentle with yourself. That is a huge key of motherhood. Gentle with self. And keep it playful, right? Sometimes we get really serious and just laugh, because it's just, at the end of the day, that's what it's about, is the playfulness. Let those childhood laughters carry you away. And 2 more deep belly breaths. And as you're on your seat, notice if your hips are tightening up, and just keep them like fluid and relaxed. Let go of that tension. And then inhale, open your hand, put your thumb on the palm of your hand, and then again, we're going to massage the top of the hand, pulling it forward gently, keeping those shoulders relaxed. They like to creep up. Yeah, it's all good. No judgment, only love. And then rub it all the way down through, out through the fingers, and get the thumb as well. So you just move the blood, the circulation. And then you're going to squeeze and open. Squeeze as tight as you can and open. Squeeze and open. Squeeze and open. And 2 more. And really spread those fingers wide, and then shake it off. You can shake them both. Woo! And just feel that. Like, hopefully, do you feel any lighter in your hand?
Mm-hmm.
Well, these are power centers. The heart chakra is actually in the center of the hand. I don't know if you knew that. That's why, like, people hold hands, they connect their heart chakras. So I thought that was cool. I learned that. So just bringing love there. And so now we're going to go into shoulder rolls, neck rolls, actually. We'll start with the neck, and then we'll get the shoulders. So we're going to bring the chin down toward the chest, keep the shoulders soft, and we're just going to slowly rotate around. So just go, down, around, and then the ear kind of on top of the shoulder, and then around. Some people like to go all the way around. I just encourage you to be really careful with the vertebra on your neck when you do that. It can be kind of stressful. And keep your spine long and your belly button pulling in and up so that you have a nice, good posture. And shoulders are relaxed and you're breathing deep. Just do 3 more deep belly breaths. And again, inviting in new energy with the breath and releasing old energy on the exhale. Okay, and then we're gonna come back to center. And then we're gonna inhale, shoulders roll up, back and around, nice and big rolling. Try to keep your center of your body sturdy, with your belly button supporting, your core engaged. You can even engage Mula Bandha, or that lock in the pelvic region, and that helps strengthen those pelvic floor muscles. So bring everything up, just in that energy, up and out. Okay, and then pause, and then we're going to rotate forward. And this always feels pretty funny. So you can also put your hands up on top. Sometimes that makes it less funny, or just keep them relaxed, whatever feels good. I tend to like this because then I feel like I'm a little butterfly fairy or something. I like to do fun childlike imagery to keep the heart light. Okay, and then we're going to center out, and then we're going to open up, and let's just take a couple deep breaths into the heart, and really, as we're breathing, call in 3 things that you are grateful for, and really, like, whether it's just like that delicious piece of cake you had, or your children laughing, or envision that you're at the beach, wherever it is, just 3 beautiful, sacred spaces that are nourishing to you. So inhale, and this time exhale out through the mouth. 2 more. And then let the hands float open, expanding that heart energy out. And then you're going to look up, opening the heart. And exhale, fold your wings forward, reaching in front. Touch the fingers if you can. If your fingers can't touch, that's fine. Leave them just open. And inhale, open the spine, arch the heart through. It's like a minor back bend. And exhale, fold forward, round the spine. Tuck the belly button in, tuck the chin. And inhale, open. And exhale, close. And just feel your hips also, feeling fluidity and moving. And then just pause here with the arms open wide and switch your feet. So if one foot's been on top the whole time, just switch that out. And we're going to do about 5 to 7 more of these with an opposite interlock on the feet, and it makes a difference. So exhale, close. Inhale, open the heart. Deep breaths. Exhale, close. Keep the belly button in. Tuck the chin. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. If your arms are tight, breathe deeper. Exhale. We're going to do 3 more. And if I'm going too slow or fast, just honor your breath. So you inhale your length and exhale your length. If it's 2 to 10, whatever count it is, just honor it. And exhale, close. And last one, opening the heart. And then just let the hands drop behind. And the neck releases open. Breathe into the openness of your heart. And then come back to neutral. And just thank yourself for taking this few-minute practice to nurture and honor who you are. And namaste. It's little things, and I hope that you feel recharged from that. Like you've got the blood flowing in your heart and your extremities, and it makes me feel good. I always see brighter. It's funny, instantly when I do yoga, I really see the world in like a brighter color. My eyes feel more vibrant. It's funny.
And I could feel like my bones being stretched. I think you can do this thing at any point of the day, not necessarily in the morning or any time when we feel like contracted in our emotions even. I think just the heart opening itself is just, it brings smile to your face automatically, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're working on the computer, stop and do it. Like you're on a chair, like you're doing this, right? So because we can get on the internet and like with our fingers and our hands and just keep that carpal tunnel away and all the good juju flowing and take that time, right? And if you need more support and bigger practices, I know this is a short window, reach out to me. I'd be happy to help, design a practice that is true to your body. I love some of these hip openers we do, and there's really great tools that can all be incorporated into a 5 to 10 minute practice, but that can shift the energy like that.
Great. So right now, as we're coming to the close of our conversation right now, I have a couple of questions. First of all, I want to ask you the question that I've been asking every single guide on this online temple. What does rising feminine mean to you?
I love that question. It's important because right now I think of the feminine rising is the true feminine essence, which is soft and vulnerable and open and kind and loving. And she can be mama bear when she needs to, and to honor all parts of that Kali energy, the rah, like, nothing like the mama bear to really pull you into your power, which is great because sometimes when we face those things that come up through our children, it calls us into who we are. And I think one thing just that got lost in the feminist movement was we embraced a lot of masculine principles that are in a way not serving us. And so when I think about the rising feminine, I see that as the new wave of rising feminine, the new consciousness of that heart-centered, true feminine essence rising. I hope that makes sense, but it's more of a love, receptive, nurturing energy, and not that fight and egoic place, which tends to come about when people think about femininity. Given a bad name, right? It's like, no, the feminine essence is really sacred and divine and a channel. Like, we give birth, for goodness sakes. Like, imagine the creative life force that comes forth when we step into that feminine essence. So that, in a short nutshell, is what it means to me.
That's very beautifully portrayed, the essence of the real feminine. So lastly, would you like to tell us about the free gift that you are sharing with us today?
Yes, I would love to. Thank you. So it's an audio meditation, so you can take it on the car, or if you're doing laundry or something. I made it purposely just audio for busy moms to really tap into that intimacy with self, which is a key element in feminine essence, and then taking care of our own selves, right? So if you, like so many women, have experienced sexual trauma and sexual abuse, and even in this meditation, we kind of allow that to dissipate and to connect the root and the heart chakra in a way that is expansive and opening. And just, I invite you to click on it and listen to it. And if there's something that resonates, fine. If there's something that doesn't resonate, fine. Take what speaks to your heart. So it's really about getting intimate with the self, and then how that transfers out to all of our relationships. So I really hope that you enjoy it. It came from a heart. I channeled it, and it was a gift for women to really connect and breathe and be. It's 10 minutes approximately long, so it's not super long, and it could be a great thing to put in conjunction with the poses that I showed you. So as you're listening to that meditation, move the body. Meditation doesn't have to be sitting still and not moving. Sometimes active meditation is key. So reach out to me if you have any questions about it, or need more assistance. I don't really want to hear negative feedback because it may not resonate, and that's fine. Keep that to yourself. I think we have enough negative feedback. So if you have something that you didn't like, that's okay. You don't have to share it. I invite everyone to just stop that, because I see a lot of that happening in the world. And it's like, hey, like, just say what you liked about it, and say what you like about yourself. When you look in the mirror, say what you like about you. Don't look for your flaws. Like, let's start training ourselves in the world to look for what we like, and then letting go of anything other than that. And just, we don't need to give energy to that. So I hope it blesses your lives. I hope that it brings light to your heart. And so I hope that inspires you to move forward and to click and receive.
Awesome. And I'll have the links to it below this video. So I'm going to download it too and see how I feel. And I don't think I have to be a busy mom in order to feel the intimate connection, but I'm sure the women watching who are not moms can still use it, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Sorry, I didn't mean to to leave out every woman can use it, every single woman. And yes, you don't have to be a busy mom. even men can use it, right? So it's for everyone. Like, it's just that the women are my tribe right now that I'm working with. And share it to your women
Thank you so much, Jess, for your time and for your guidance, for the little routine, as well as all of your offering in this temple space. Thank you so much for today.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for creating this lovely space. Much love and aloha.